A push is underway right now to change how Union County Public Schools honor students who sadly did not live to see graduation day. WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley spoke with the parents who say they plan to formally make that request at the school board meeting next Tuesday, saying the district is not doing enough right now.
In memory of Christopher William Edward Stanfield.
The days get harder for Leslie Stanfield, who never got to see her son Christopher Stanfield receive his high school diploma. He died in a car crash in October of 2023.
There was a knock on the door, and these two state troopers come to the door. They said, well, we're sorry, there's been an accident. And they just said, just very matter of fact, your son didn't make it.
Christopher would have been part of the class of 2025 at Porter Ridge High School this past June. His loss prompted Stanfield to ask the district to acknowledge students like her son who died before graduation.
So that they weren't going to call his name. They would just have, I guess, 2 to 3 minutes, a moment of silence. And so I said, well, why wouldn't they call his name?
In the hearts of every grieving mother, a silent prayer is like a stone thrown in our faces.
Tina Sykes-Mosley started her own organization called Marcus to provide support to grieving families after the loss of her own son. On Tuesday, she plans to ask Union County School Board members during their board meeting to change their policy on how they honor deceased students.
What will honor them is for them to be on display just like their living students in their class would be.
Mosley plans to ask school board members to place a cap and gown in the chair of deceased students and allow a family member to walk in place of their loved ones to receive their diploma.
And that was the cover.
Stanfield says she received a certificate, a yearbook, and a medal, but that wasn't enough to remember her only child.
But it would have been nice to have an honorary diploma, high school diploma. And it would have been even nicer to walk across the stage to get it, because it makes a difference. It gives comfort to the family.
The district's assistant superintendent of communications told me they are going to review the guidelines to see how they can honor parents' requests this school year. They did tell me principals mentioned students' names at graduation and there were purple ribbons to honor them. Back to you.